militia, you think of 20 guys or 40 guys out in the woods, training on the weekend, putting cami paint on, shooting their SKSs into the dirt. That's not the way it was back then. Back in the day, everybody had to be part of their local militia, which we would consider the National Guard now. So they were at a level of the National Guard. So when I said, hey, John, I'm not coming to work on Monday because the 42nd Militia from Tennessee is moving to Virginia to help our brothers, there would be 200 motherfuckers out there marching towards Virginia. With their fucking rifles marching towards Virginia. That's a militia. People hanging out in the woods on the weekend is not a militia. And the only reason why I say that's an issue is because you have no command and control and no leadership structure. So when this thing goes toes up, it's going to be fucking every man for himself, and it is not going to turn out the way you think it is. Because the cops, yeah, you might get a couple of them that are like, fuck this, I don't want anything to do with this. But those guys that are out there in the kit, nervous as a motherfucker because they don't know what's going to go on, no matter what happens that day, they're going to stick together. They are going to fight as a unit because they know that's the only way they survive, is if they stay together as a unit. Are all the 2A guys going to stay together? You guys can't even not argue about which fucking pistol's the right pistol to carry, or if open carry is cool, but you have to conceal carry. You have no clue of organization or structure, and that's how you win. This thing in Virginia could turn out to be the end of guns in America. Just the end of guns in America. Because we believe that we have some sort of power that we don't really have.
Well, let's say that does happen. How are they going to get those guns? That's when it's really going to fucking pop off.
Well, that's the thing. How many states have invoked red flag laws, and how many states are already using those red flags to get guns, and how many people have come to the defense of those people getting their guns taken? Nobody is going to the defense of people who are getting their guns taken. So all they have to do is create the law, and then all they have to do is let you enforce it.
How would one go about coming to the defense of those people?
Well, I mean, the big thing is, the big thing that we have on our side is we have the internet. And the internet has allowed information to get to people faster than anything else.
So you don't mean actually show up and stop it or rescue them?
Well, you want law enforcement to stop illegally taking guns. You have to give law enforcement a reason not to do that.
What does that mean?
That means you have to do it by force. You have to do it by force.
I think that's what people are expecting to happen in Virginia.
The problem is, I'm telling you,
if you go to Virginia, don't think like you need. Maybe I'm sure there's some people not taking this into account that you cannot travel anywhere right now, and somebody not know that you traveled there. Unless you're in somebody's trunk, they might not. But they're tracking your fuel. All your new vehicles have a GPS. Any place your cell phone is at. Facial recognition software is in half of the cities right now and has been for 20 years. They know everywhere you are. Your Samsung television has onboard cameras and has for fucking 16 years right now. Like, they know that you're having the conversation. They're going to know you're there. So if you go there, even if you're not involved in anything and some shit does happen and you get out of there, you're still a person of interest. Like, they're going to come and grab you. That's coming. Like, so if you're going there, you better have a plan to never come back, I think is the point, or be willing to die there or ignite there. Ignite something that grows exponentially. But a bunch of, well, it doesn't matter. A bunch of people who haven't trained together that go in there, most of you are in the way. Like Jeff said, 99% of you, you're not willing to do what it takes, and you're not trained to do what it takes. You'll be good fodder. Pay attention to this, because the dudes really doing the shit, they're moving in small units, and they've done this shit. So I guess the real question is who is going, who's showing up, and what have they done? And
I'm not saying that this doesn't have the capability to, first off, I may have come off wrong on this. I'm not saying that the people that are going there, the two-way organization that set up the rally and is doing that, is not doing good things. That is fucking what you need to be doing. You need to be fucking rattling their cages. You need to be at their fucking doors. You need to be in there every fucking single day and let those motherfuckers know that they need to sweat about this shit. Because for too long, politicians have been doing all these things in closed-door sessions or in fucking galleries that nobody ever fucking pays attention to. They need to sweat this shit out. They need to know that you're there. I'm not saying that what they're doing is not right. The two-way community, fucking, if you're part of it, you want to go support this, support it 100%. It actually got the law changed. It actually got some of the law changed last Monday. But what I'm saying is, this coming Monday, they are setting you up for failure.
Even if you're there unarmed. Even if you're there unarmed, there will be people in the crowd. They're patsy. They're false flag, whoever it is. It's just like enemies foreign and domestic. It's like Bracken's books. The shooters in the group, the bad guy was their own guy. It's not like all your shooters right now. It's not fucking right side. It's not Republican gun owners with stickers on their car. Those aren't the crazy dudes. It's the other side. But they don't ever come out and say that. I mean, just look at your last 20 fucking mass shootings, who those people were. Those were fucking card-carrying Democrats, almost all of them. It's not fucking dudes that are out training, that are out shooting folks. And that's not who's going to be, it's not going to be those people that kick that shit off in the crowd. That's not where this is going to come from. But when the news reports it, that's what it's going to be.
And they've already set, and this is why I'm saying, man, they've already set the tone. The state government has already said, two-way people are crazy. They shouldn't be against any of these laws. And Northam came out and put out a state of emergency. All right? He's put out this state of emergency. That's the problem. The problem is they're already stirring the pot. They're already getting that fucking pot warmed up.
The fear.
So when something happens, it doesn't, who's right, who's wrong, it does not fucking matter. If a cop accidentally shoots a fucking gun in the back of his car because his holster gets caught on something, and that's what sends it, it's not going to fucking matter. The focus will be on your fucking guns at the end of the day. When the smoke clears and the arrests are made, the next session will be about all the guns that they are going to fucking confiscate. And I know what you're saying, that, oh, they can't do it. 100% they can do it. Like I said, I've said this before. All they have to do is turn your fucking life off. All of you, to include me, I am comfortable. I have a nice house. I have a nice car. I have a TV I watch every night. I have food in my refrigerator. I am fucking comfortable. I fled California because I didn't want California to have my guns. And that is why I'm here in Tennessee. But I'm comfortable. I am comfortable. They can do whatever the fuck they want to do in Virginia. That's why I'm here in Tennessee. I don't give two shits about Virginia, and I don't give two shits about California.
Don't they have the same shit going on in Kentucky right now? It's kind of heading that where else?
Any place.
And you heard Tennessee was trying to pass some shit.
Any place in the United States right now, which you would consider a place to buy firearms. I don't want to say easy, but freely. If you can buy firearms freely, if you don't have the state on your back while you're going to buy those firearms, Bloomberg has pushed $1 billion, okay? More than the NRA. He's pushed $1 billion solely to push laws that keep people from owning firearms, period. And that's Bloomberg, and he's done it in every single free state. Kentucky. Think about Kentucky. The largest free machine gun shoot in the world is in Kentucky. And they're going to try and ban assault weapons in Kentucky. It ain't going to go nowhere, but they're trying. They're fucking trying, and they're going to try in every single state. That's why what you have to do is do the same thing that we did to the Democrats after the first assault weapons ban. You have to go and vote, and you have to push all those bitches out. 10 years. I mean, I want you to think about this. After that next Congress and they got fucking wiped out, even Nancy Pelosi to this day is afraid to do gun shit because she knows that her ass could be out on the fucking street over gun shit. Because we put them all out on their ass. That's why the federal government does not have an assault weapons ban. Because they're afraid of the people. Because we voted all them motherfuckers out. That's what you have to be doing. You have to be vigilant. This shit in Virginia, this is because nobody was vigilant. It's because everybody was sitting on their fucking haunches. They were fucking comfortable watching TV. And they let those motherfuckers get voted into office.
So you're not going to Virginia?
Fuck no, I'm not. Well, I gotta work.
Is that a solid no, or is that like a maybe box?
No, it's a solid no. I'm not going to Virginia. I have to work. My boss won't give me time off for revolution. It doesn't pay anything. I mean, if it was the old days where we could plunder, like if we could plunder, I am sure if I said, hey man, I'm going to bring back some statues, maybe a gargoyle, I'm sure I could get the time off. But we can't plunder anymore, so it's not like the old days.
Keep in mind, all the elite power guys with all the money, they all got their money doing shit that they then made illegal for you to do today.
100%. You think about, me and Chef were just talking about this today. We're talking about infrastructures. We're talking about infrastructure. You know that even still today, as far as roadways are concerned, as far as infrastructure roads, the United States has the largest and the best infrastructure in the world. I know people are going to talk about the Autobahn, but that's nothing compared. I mean, we could put the Autobahn.
Who built the Autobahn?
In Tennessee. The Germans did.
Yeah.
We could put the Autobahn in Tennessee. When we're talking about.
And it was all made to land aircraft on.
Per capita, we're talking about. When we're talking about per capita, we're talking about the United States in itself. We have more fucking roadways than anywhere in the world, right? And all that happened in the 50s up into the 60s. Now, when we talk about the 60s, when we talk about from the 60s to now, everybody's like, oh, our infrastructure's crumbling, we can't get anything done. Why is that? Because in the 50s...
Especially with that roadway tax,
yeah,
all that fuel tax.
In the 50s, the U.S. government made it a priority to create that infrastructure.
And jobs.
What does that mean? That means you didn't have to do an EPA study. They didn't tax the roadway structure. You just built it. That's how they did that. They just built that. Once all that infrastructure was in place, what did the fucking government do?
OSHA.
They had to figure out how to get their piece. And they figure out how to get their piece by taxing you. By taxing the working class, period. And that's by taxing roads. That's by creating environmental studies. There are roads that have been identified 20 years ago to be fixed. The money is in place. The companies are in place. The only thing that has to be finished is the federal government's EPA study. 20 years to get an EPA study done. You know what that is? That's a politician dragging his feet because he's not getting his fucking piece. That's all that is. That's a politician wanting a piece of that fucking project. That's why that infrastructure's down. I mean, look at what's going on right now with the internet and Facebook and Google, right? That opened up a whole new horizon. Who started that? Believe it or not, the federal government started that with missile defense. The internet was started so we could fire all our nuclear missiles at the same time without any delay.
Al Gore.
Well, yeah, Al Gore. That's all it was for. It was for firing nuclear missiles all at the same time. We get a hold of it. We change the product to what we as a society want. It's growing exponentially. It has bettered people's lives exponentially. Well, what's going on right now? The government wants a piece. So they're going to slow it all down. It's going to you're going to see the internet just kind of slow the fuck down because they need to get their tax dollar. I mean, the states are already doing it. You can't buy anything. You can't buy anything from Wisconsin without fucking Wisconsin taking California tax, and they're already starting to do it. They got to get their piece, right? Those people always have to get their piece. And I don't know how we got on the subject, but you have to think about that when you're talking about the government. It's all, anytime, there's never a law that's passed I don't care whether it's on the left or the right. There's never a law that's passed that did not just put a bunch of money in those senators and House representatives' pockets. Every single one of them. I don't care if it's fucking, I don't know, we're not going to eat red meat anymore because it's healthy for everybody.
Did you see the estrogen in the Super Whopper or whatever, that vegan? Did you see how the fucking estrogen and the hormone the mess that it's causing?
They just
fuck.
There's another thing too that they just released that the Whopper, so it is the Super Whopper or the fucking Veggie Whopper.
Amazing Whopper.
All the same ingredients that are in the Veggie Whopper are the same ingredients that they use for dog food. So
also keep in mind real ID. You're not going to be able to get on an airplane and fly after, I believe it's October. At what point, how far after October until you have to have that to go from state to state?
I mean, let's think about this. You are going to be required to have real ID. I mean, there's going to be a star. It's this bullshit. But you're going to be required to have real ID to do anything except vote.
You don't even have to have a citizenship to vote.
Why would that be? Why would I be required to have a real ID to get on a plane